So last week, student Cece went on a tour.
Guys, and I finally made it at the legendary Statue of Liberty.
That's too bad. She didn't get to see the Statue of Liberty, but she did end up with some chicken nuggets. Now, getting around is easy if you speak travel English. My name is Cece. In this video, I'm going to teach you 10 phrasal verbs for traveling, commuting, and maybe chaotic tours like this. Let's start with end up. This one is all about where you finally land, not just physically, but in terms of life too. In terms of outcomes. It's kind of like you setting for one direction, one goal, but your life just kind of takes you somewhere else. So you could also use it on a road trip. Say you're going to city, New York, but you ended up in the tiny town for better food and better stories. You could use it in a sentence, say, we planned to visit just for a day, but we ended up staying the whole week. Now, like I said, end up can be used in other situations. Even say you, as a part-time job, you were just trying to earn some quick cash, but you ended up becoming the big boss and managing the whole company. So it's something you didn't plan for, but it's where the road led. Tag along. This one is all about jumping into somebody else's plan. So you are not the initial trip organizer. You're just along for the ride. Maybe it could be convenient. Maybe it's spontaneous. Say your friend planned something for the weekend getaway and you're like, that sounds really fun. Mind if I tag along? So just like that, it's very easy, spontaneous. Let's say I wasn't planning to go, but my friends were heading to Miami for the weekend, so I tag along. So some of the most memorable memories come from these spontaneous, last minute, sure, why not type of moments. Next, swing by. Now, this one is kind of just like popping in and out. So when you're swinging by a place, you're definitely not staying there for long. You're just making a quick stop. So maybe you're just there to grab something real quick. You're there to say hi. You're there to pick somebody up, right? But it's always very quick, super chill, super casual. You could say, before heading to the airport, we swung by a local cafe for one last coffee. Right? So it's not a big detour, just a quick little bonus swing by. Hit the road. Now, this one is all about the movement. It's when you're finally getting going on a trip. You've done all the plannings, the prepping and packing, whatever. Now it's time to roll out, get on the road. So I know that the word hit can get really confusing. Why is the hit here? You're not literally punching the road. It just means that you start to make contact with a path or in like an action, like hitting play on the radio for a song. You could also hit that bottom and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, right? So here's the sample sentence I have. We woke up early, grabbed some breakfast, and hit the road by 7 a.m. So you see, it's that fresh energy, that new excitement type of vibe. Touchdown! It's probably my favorite word to shout out loud. This word got double meaning, and I love that because as an American football fan, I can hear touchdown without thinking of end zones, cheering crowds, and doing a happy dance when your team scores. But in the travel world, touchdown is all about planes landing or the moments the wheels hit the runway. That's touchdown. So you have officially arrived. We could say after a long 13 hours flight, we finally touched down in Taipei. Yeah, so it's whether it's your team scoring or your flight finally touched down. Touchdown is the moments that's worth celebrating. All right, next one I got scout out. Now, a scout is someone who got serious explorer energies, and you're not just wandering around. You got a mission. Say you're hunting down the best locations to take selfies, or like the cheapest restaurant, cheapest cafe, or a hidden secret beach that nobody knows, right? So you're scouting around the area like a travel ninja. So the word scout actually comes from military and sport language. In army, a scout is someone who checks ahead for dangers or the best route. And in football or NBA, teams actually have scout, and it's a real job. People who are experts and finding the next star players. A sample sentence would be, we spend the first day scouting out the coolest neighbors in Chicago. So the next time when you're exploring, don't just go for the first thing you see. Scout it out before you settle. Next, launch around. I call these people the introverted travelers. So forget about tourist sites, forget about scheduling, planning, forget about being in the long queue at a famous museum or Disney park. This is all about chilling out. And I don't know if you could resonate, but I think I'm the kind of tourist, the traveler who loves lounging around in a five-star hotel, a nice resort, just to soak up in the nice facilities, by the pool, by the jacuzzi, and melting in the nice soft hotel bed, enjoying room service. It's just very nice. So you could say that we didn't do much on our last day. We just lounged around the resort and soak up the sun. And you know what? Now that I'm just thinking about it, lounging around a fancy cruise might sound an amazing idea. So I'll add that to my bucket list. Stroll along. This one got love movie montage energy. You're not speed walking. You're not on the mission. You're just taking your time, enjoying the view, maybe sipping some coffee and holding somebody else's hand, right? No GPS needed, just good vibes. And personally, I love strolling along unfamiliar streets when I travel, especially like little alleyways that don't show up in Google Map, because you never know what you will bump into. Maybe like a hidden bookstore, a hidden cafe, or a cute little stray cat. So yeah. Anyway, you could say we spend the evening strolling along the river, watching the sunset. It's peaceful, it's slow, and it's the perfect way to take the atmosphere without rushing. Live out of. This one is often here in one big full phrase, like live out of a suitcase. So it just means that you're constantly traveling, you're moving a lot, you're always on the go without settling down. Literally have your suitcase packed and ready to go. So it could actually be a suitcase, but it could also be a backpack. You could say, I live out of a backpack. You could even live out of a van, right? Doing this wander type of lifestyle where your stuff is always with you. You could say, during my gap year, I live out of a backpack while traveling through Europe. Right. So whether it's you're chasing dreams or you're just between homes, if everything you need fits into one bag, then you're definitely living out of it. Last and finally, back out of. So this one is when someone agrees to something, maybe a plan or a trip or a commitment, but then they suddenly say, yeah, I'm out. Sorry, I can't do it. That's backing out of it. Like literally stepping away from situations that you were supposed to step into. You could say, we planned the whole road trip, but last minute, Jake back out of it. So, sometimes people back out of their own reasons. It could be because of money, because of time, emergencies, and other unpredictable factors. Comment below which phrasal verb did you vibe with the most, or tell me which one you have actually used on the trip. If you like my video, hit that like button and subscribe. I'm Cece, and see you next time.